Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias. Any of those sound familiar? You might remember hearing them in your high school Spanish class, if that class was required or even offered to you. Most people in the United States are monolingual, due largely to the fact that secondary languages are not taught at an early age, if at all, during primary or secondary education. Personally, I took 3 years of Spanish in high school and never really grasped it, never truly understood how important it was, so I know nothing now. But you will see from this speech the impact on American society from having a largely monolingual society, the solutions we can take to introduce language easier into America, and the benefits of being able to communicate in multiple languages. For a young professional in this age, being monolingual and not assimilating with other cultures is a disadvantage in both international career positions and scenarios of everyday life. Stacey Burdan explains in her article, Being Monolingual is No Longer an Option, from May 2014. Monolinguals conversing only with the English fluent or via machines lose the important human touch and can't learn or work as effectively as those chatting easily with native speakers, reading local papers, or interpreting the subtleties. With modern advancements of technology and communication, knowing how to communicate in another language is more beneficial now than ever. It should be a no-brainer that we as a nation need to incorporate more language courses to better benefit our younger citizens. However, as of right now, that does not seem to be a priority. According to Kat Devlin in their article, learning a foreign language is a must in Europe, not so much in America, from July 2015, the U.S. does not have a nationwide foreign language mandate at any level of education. Many states allow individual school districts to set language requirements for high school graduation, and primary schools have very low rates of even offering foreign language coursework. This must change. The solution to this problem is to set up the average young American's curriculum to include extensive secondary language courses. Why? Well, statistically speaking, countries that require secondary language courses at an earlier age in the education curriculum have a higher percentage of bilingual adults. All of the European countries on this chart require at least one foreign language study between the ages of 3 and 11, which is astounding. Some of the countries included, the ones in green, such as Italy, France, and Austria, require 2 foreign languages to be studied between the same ages, 3 and 11. Alex Zeitler says in his article, Foreign Language Emergency Hinders U.S. Economy and Foreign Policy Report warns from June 2017. Only 20.7% of American adults can speak a foreign language, compared to 66% of all European adults who know more than one language. Children are also often able to retain a second language easier the younger they become introduced to it and start practicing. Sharon Perkins explains in her article, Why is it easier for a child to learn a new language than an adult, from September 2017? After age 11, similar to the chart, centers in the brain responsible for language acquisition stop growing rapidly and language acquisition becomes more difficult. So it makes sense why the European countries would focus on the ages before 11. In a world where we do teach children to appreciate and learn languages early, it will help bridge gaps between cultures and language barriers. It will also set up young Americans to have more potential employment opportunities in the future. In an article titled Demand for Bilingual Workers More Than Doubled in 5 Years, new report shows, from the New American Economy on March 2017. Over the past 5 years, demand for bilingual workers in the United States more than doubled. In 2010, there were roughly 240,000 job postings aimed at bilingual workers. By 2015, that figure had ballooned to approximately 630,000. So, what can you do? Well, if you have children and you want to help improve this issue, You can contact your local school board and ask questions about their secondary language curriculum and also express your opinions and some solid statistics to them. Also, petition to include courses in their primary or secondary schools as well as their high school. And definitely try to find ways to help your children learn, retain, and most importantly, practice outside of their classroom as well as inside the classroom. Now you know the impact on American society from having a largely monolingual society, the solutions we can take to introduce language easier in America, and the benefits of being able to communicate in multiple languages. Leonardo Davalos says it best in his article, Importance of Language, Why Learning a Second Language is Important, from February 2014, in order to prepare our nation's children to be the next generation of future entrepreneurs, doctors, scientists, engineers, or whatever influential job they choose, we must foster an environment from a young age that promotes multilingual learning. Thank you.